Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. Disney.
But yeah, so Uyghurs.
Wow.
I didn't know it was pronounced like that, but I know it's like starts
Yeah,
with
it's like
U.
Uighgers.
Yeah. I was picturing wiggers in my head.
like, never mind. Like, with, never mind.
Yeah, like the white Negroes. They're all hip. They're listening to their
Eminem and Beastie Boys and
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah,
Why Zero?
cause they're they're wiggers.
Well, okay. I guess I never associated them with Zero.
Yeah, I mean if they're in Texas.
Okay, sure.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
For coming from Doe Valley to Bowie High, my last 3 years of high school, a lot of the white kids loved Zero.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like Zero a lot, but like Zero's like, in their words, that jam. This is that jam.
It really was, what, 2000 something when you went to high school?
I graduated in 02.
Okay, because nobody says that anymore.
Yeah. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah. And then my brother graduated like 05, 06. Oh, no, he didn't graduate, but that's his estimated. But his best friends growing up, one kid in particular, Travis,
Yeah.
the whitest kid you'd know, and that was like his stuff. Zero. It was all about Zero.
Interesting.
So when you say that, I was like, oh shit, I know a white kid.
I know white kids.
I know, white kid. Bum Zero. Used to love that.
Think about it. Think about it. Yo, what is it with white kids and rap music though? Like, so the stuff that Kanye's going through right now on Twitter, where he's putting all this stuff out there, and he's like, "Whoa, I need all the lawyers in the world to look at my contract." So he put out his like entire contract.
Oh, I do not follow Kanye or allow him to, take up any time in my day anymore.
Yes.
To be honest with you, but I don't. Also, I'm not bridging what that has to do with white kids.
Oh, because all the white kids on Twitter, they're eating up every move that he makes. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, hard pass.
'Cause, he's got that like the Jesus thing. It's like this cult status. And some of his hive or whatever, they are very, very
Supportive.
yeah.
I mean, it does not surprise me when people who some consider on the fringe have a lot of support from other people. People who like that, or people who want to be associated with that particular type of fringe. And this is not I am not saying like Christianity is like fringe. I'm saying Kanye's behavior lately has been fringe.
How lately is lately?
I mean, running for president, supporting Trump. We're not even getting into the stuff before that. I just mean that part.
Oh, okay.
But like, he wouldn't be the only person to co-opt Christianity to seek additional attention.
Interesting. So you think this is all a ploy? You think he's trying to secure a bag?
I think regardless of whether he is genuine or not, what he appears to be purporting and supporting and proselytizing is dangerous.
So you're saying Kanye can't open up schools for the kids?
I'm saying Kanye can do whatever he wants. I'm saying that if you think it would be a good idea to send your children there, that is probably a bad idea.
Well, do you know what kind of school it is? What it's called?
No idea.
It's the Yeezy Christian Academy.
I think if... Never mind, I'm not going to say that because I will get in trouble. But generally, I would not put my name in front of Christian Academy and then think that I was justified.
What were you going to say?
Huh?
What were you going to say?
What was I going to say? I was going to say, I think if you, stick your name in front of Christ in a school, it's probably not a Christian school. But generally, a lot of people do that. But, they usually don't use their names. They usually use, names of, religious leaders, old saints, things like that.
No.
As opposed to, Marlin School for the Jesus. It's just not,
Marlin School for the Jesus.
It's just not, a thing that I would do and feel like, oh, yeah, people about to get this learning here.
Oh, wow.
You walk in, Kurt greets you at the door. Yolanda Adams is teaching history. It's just not a thing.
Is that what's going on in your school?
No. Because those people don't know who I am. Nor would they be like, oh, the Marlin School. I've heard of that. No.
What would your pose be?
My what?
Your pose, because there has to be something erected of you somewhere in the school.
Yeah, no. This is already feeling very Jim Jones. What was that?
What was that?
It was a cat.
Yeah, but you just did like this.
I couldn't tell where the sound came from.
Oh, it's like, are you were tracking something? What is it, Marlon?
Anyway, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. What would you teach at your school?
What would I teach at my school?
Yeah.
That's a good question. How to be kind to one another,
Interesting. Is that
but backhanded.
What? Wait, I'm lost.
Like a backhanded compliment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you would teach?
So, yeah.
That seems a little mean for children.
So I pull from my own experiences
Were you
back in the
backhanded
day.
a lot?
No, not that part. So I used to be like a little summer
Bully?
counselor or whatever.
Oh, counselor. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
And I had the Oh, at the time, what show was that?
Bug juice.
MTV.
Beavis and Butthead.
Your
Daria.
was it
TRL.
Your Mama or
Your Mama.
Yo Mama
Yeah.
or something. I don't know which one
Hosted
it
by
was.
Fez.
Right.
That's not his name. His name is something else.
What's his name?
Yo mama.
Yeah.
Oh, Wilma Valderrama.
Yeah.
There you
right?
go.
Okay,
There you
it
go.
just hit me. I don't think I watched that show too much, but
I didn't either.
it just occurred to me. Yeah.
It was basically just like what Wild N' Out does, but not as good.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there like, oh, this. Mama's like a
He
like a
wasn't
cow
for that.
because she has milk. Oh, well,
You would not have made it on the show, sir.
well. That's what my kids would say.
Uh-huh.
Not about me, but to each other.
Okay.
Because we got really bored. We couldn't go outside because all the stations were taken. Nobody
camp
wanted
is
to do.
this?
Huh?
What kind of camp is
It
this?
was an after school thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we didn't really have anything to do. There wasn't too many of the kids.
So
So,
you're like, let's get y'all together and bully each other.
yeah.
All right.
Because they kids like to talk shit to each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so we're
Let
going to
me-
control the chaos.
Let me revise what I said earlier. If you would send your kid to the Girard school or the Yeezy school, that's a bad idea.
The Jeezy school.
The Yeezy school.
Yeah, I told them what the deal was. It's all right. You're gonna roast each other. You're gonna make a joke. You're gonna make a joke, and then y'all gonna get in line behind the other one. So they would do that, and then they would say the dumbest stuff. Oh my gosh.
Of course.
These kids are. Well, they were like fourth graders.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They weren't. They were funny, but they weren't
Biting.
intentionally funny.
Yes, of course.
And it was like, "Ooh, your mom is like it's dumb because she put spaghetti in a pot." Oh.
Okay. Yeah, that was bad.
Like a kettle pot?
I don't know.
Don't try too hard. Would you have been good on that show?
Maybe in my younger days.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember you being very biting in your younger days.
No, I wasn't when I was around you.
Why?
Because, we're like friends and stuff.
Oh, so you had enemies that you would just roast? You would just
No.
flame?
No, the kids who rode my bus,
Okay.
we used to just like
Flame each other?
all day. All
Gotcha.
day.
Gotcha.
It got so
Shout
bad.
out to Chris and Rodney and Dez.
No.
No, don't shout out those people.
Rodney rode the bus,
Yeah.
but Chris and Des didn't. We didn't live in the same neighborhood.
Okay. Who knew?
Yeah.
Cindy?
Cindy, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough shout outs.
Those are good days, man.
Y'all running home to catch Dragon Ball Z?
Hell yeah. 4:30, man.
Those good times, dude.
Hard pass. Still can't watch Dragon Ball Z.
What?
Look, I've told you this a million times. I will tell you again. Nothing happened in the episodes of that show, and it was infuriating. Like literally, like all of this build up, and then as soon as you think something's about to happen, next time on Dragon Ball, I know you did not just waste 30 minutes of my life. 10 and a half of them on commercials. Oh man. And I tried so many times and nothing. Because everybody's like, oh, I gotta watch Dragon Ball Z. I gotta watch it. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. I'm gonna give this a shot. Every time it was like nothing happened. I guess I'm still mad. I don't know why I'm just animated. I don't think anybody has ever anything has ever just purposely wasted that much of my life before. I was a kid, so I had a lot of energy. I was running, gun, and whatever, and just I was hurt. No, it was not for me.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that came from a deep place.
Look, it is what it is. But nah.
Well, you're not wrong though. This would be the episodes where they just be like, oh, my power. Oh, I need some beans.
It's not any different from like a telenovela where it's like the mistress has the gun on the actual wife fighting over the husband shit, and that goes on for like 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. And in between all that, there's like 3 other storylines, and then it comes back to the lady with the gun asking another question, and then it goes to the other storylines, and then nobody gets shot till 3 episodes later.
Yeah, I don't watch them either.
Yeah.
Or like with Dragon Ball Z, is like once they did start fighting, they'd be in the air like 4 episodes, like just 4, and like not even like. What am I trying to say? Not even like where they would show visually appealing fighting. It would be like they're chasing each other, and one would be here, and then the next minute, this person would be gone, and this person would be here.
Yeah.
And the next minute, and they would just be chasing each other. I was like, who's entertained by this? Who is watching this and enjoying this show? You know what? Yes, all my friends were. And I wanted to so badly. I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be able to talk Dragon Ball Z talk. Look, when I tell you I turned it to Jeopardy, I couldn't handle this anymore.
Well, Jeopardy.
Yeah.
That explains some things.
For 200. What does it explain, Girard?
Yo, so like Marlon was saying, so you can hear that one.
No, I want to know what it explains that I watched Jeopardy.
Yeah, no, I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So Marlon was talking about the situation where he's in, where all his friends are watching Dragon Ball Z and having these conversations. Like, what did you do? You just kind of sit there and wait? Did you walk away? Did you try to front like you knew what was going on?
No. I probably just left and did something else. Like, because look, if y'all can find a way to talk for more than 30 seconds about like I clearly need to find something else to do. Like, there has to be like better content. I probably went. You know what I did? I probably went and watched somebody with like a pen. You know how they used to like beatbox with a pen? Not, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they would.
Yeah,
do
like
beats.
I'm not gonna do it on the
Play
table because that's gonna be really loud. But yeah, like make beats with a pen and somebody would flow. Like, I used to do that.
Yeah.
And then like they'd be like, Marlon, you got in next. Please get out of here. Like,
I do remember you beating on the tables.
I used to be okay.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
Nah, I could never.
Now I just strum on my steering wheel.
You're pretty good at that.
You know, I be
It's
trying.
unsafe.
You guys are so modest. You know I be trying. So like,
Nah, I did that though.
Wait. But what does Jeopardy say about me?
Huh?
What does Jeopardy
he
say
really
about
hasn't
me?
explained that.
No.
No. I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So like, in when it was my turn, so it'd be like wrestling.
Okay, because you never got into wrestling.
When I was a kid,
Okay.
like I loved wrestling. I had like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But then when they had like this rebirth, and it was like, oh,
Are you
WCW,
talking about like the Attitude Era?
Raw.
Wait, so are you talking about the Rock Stone Cold era? Or are you talking about Rock Stone Cold was still pretty early? That was like elementary for us.
Yeah, the Attitude Era was like all the way up to the 2000s.
Like the Booker T's and
Yeah. WCW.
See, I was
Yeah.
never big into WCW. I was always kind of a WWF, WWE kind of person.
the elementary / middle school times, whenever that was. My friends would be talking like, "Oh, he put the Stone Cold Stunner on." It was oh, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he really stunned him."
You fronted.
I did.
You fronted.
That was
Okay.
me. I was the fronter.
You fronted? Okay.
I was always on Front Street, man.
Okay.
And nobody called you out on it?
No.
I mean, it was wrestling. What difference did it make? Like,
So the real test of if you watch wrestling or not was if you were willing to have a move performed on you, or if you were going to perform a move on somebody else.
Yeah.
What's that one with the?
RKO.
Stone
That's
Cold Stunner.
whatever that one is. That's RKO, right?
There's multiple ones.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Well, any one of these things, whenever kids were killing each other by trying to do these moves,
Oof.
it's like, hey, you want to wrestle? Like, no, I'm good. No.
No.
Trying to keep my head like this and not like that. Yeah, so I was always on Front Street, man.
That's fine.
Yeah,
It was a long time ago.
It was.
Do you still front? Do you still try to
No.
like jump into conversations that you?
No.
Yeah.
God, no.
Yeah.
Unless I'm doing it for fun, my own entertainment.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he really made those shots in the basketball game last night. Swish,
Oh gosh.
Mamba mentality.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna move on.
This is best.
I was about to make a terrible segue into this, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna say, rest in peace, RBG, and like a very, very desperate, very, very honoring rest in peace to her. And I say that as a person who has, who understands how many people have benefited and relied on her relentlessness. And so if you think about someone who has fought so hard to stay healthy, so hard to stay alive, like what an amazing story. And I'm sure she knew the weight of this, but like knowing the weight of how much your vote is like the defending vote of for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Like your vote is like it's one thing to be like, oh, you know, what a great career, really glad she was around kind of thing. And it's another thing like if you are a refugee, if you are a woman, if you are like these targeted populations, and her vote meant the difference between life and death for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I say that when I say like with all the weight, rest in peace, because she held that up for so long. And now the ridiculousness is about to start.
Oh, it's been started.
Oh, for sure. But it's about to get real ridiculous.
I just don't understand how you can say something 4 years ago
Mm-hmm.
and like, okay, this is what it is. This is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, no, that didn't count.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I said it. You know, whatever.
Yeah, what I'm not is surprised at all.
I'm not either, but at the same time, it's like, damn, man, this stuff is like, it's right there.
Yeah, for the record, let's bring in the context of what he's talking about. If I'm correct, you're saying excuse me, years ago when Barack Obama put up Merrick Garland for the Supreme Court, the Senate Majority Leader, who is still the Senate Majority Leader at the time was like, we are not going to vote on Merrick Garland. We're not going to give we're not going to get an up down vote. We're not anything. So, because the thing is, they could have just voted him out, and it's like, maybe you're disappointed, but they did what they were required to do as a Senate, which is vote on the nominee put up by the president.
Right.
They didn't even do that.
Yeah.
But here, and their reasoning at the time was because President Obama is a lame duck president, which means he will not be elected, like, because he can't be, because he was at his second term. So like, he's a lame duck president. We should let the people decide by who they voted for. That, you know, we should let the people decide by, you know, their upcoming vote. If, you know, this person, like, who should be able to fill that Supreme Court seat.
Right.
So now we have we have a potentially lame duck. We don't know, right? But they're not interested in even waiting for that election to like decide whether they're going to vote or not. Or at least he is not particularly interested, because he has already said like, we think that the people already made their decision 2 years ago. And so when they re-elected the Senate majority, and so that's why that's how we're justifying that we should be able to fill this seat.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That was background. Now you can continue. I made you lose your train of thought. Okay, so...
No, I mean, I was actually thinking about Lindsey Graham, what he said.
Oh, give it to us.
So basically he was saying, again, lame duck president. We need to let the people decide. So we need to wait. And he said, because primaries had already started at the time, 2016. So he had it was between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump at the time. And he was like, no, we're in primary season. So, nah, we're not going to do that. And let's say 4 years from now, in 2020 or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, if there's a Republican president, same thing. The rule still applies. You can use my words against me.
And what are his current words?
Oh, well, the majority in the Senate is Republican, so the people already made their decision.
Not surprised.
It's just, it's weird to see some people that you think might have some kind of values.
Some kind of consistent moral aptitude.
Something.
See, but I don't think I believe that they had consistent moral aptitude, because I'm not sure if you had that your presidential nominee would be Trump.
For many of them, they didn't want him.
Yeah, but they showed.
Oh yeah, when he got in power,
Jumped
it was
on.
like, yo,
Yeah.
my guy.
My guy.
I believed in you the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
It was me and you from the beginning. Even when I was running against you.
Even whenever you said my wife was ugly.
Yeah, when you called my dad the serial killer.
Yeah, or whenever you gave my phone number to everybody on the planet.
And then when you paid off Stormy Daniels, and it was still me and you, bro. Like when I gave money to your campaign, I knew it was going to Stormy.
Oh, Stormy. What a time.
Hey, I was listening to something recently, and there's this lawyer. So Michael Cohen is currently in prison. Yeah.
Did he go back?
Is he out?
When he got
Yeah.
convicted, I think it was like he didn't have to show up for 3 months.
He got moved to. He was on house arrest.
But he went to.
Yeah, he went to
okay,
prison.
So either while he was in prison,
Right.
Okay, while he's in prison, there's a lawyer who just decided Michael Cohen doesn't deserve to be able to get out and catch up on things. So what he did was he sent Michael Cohen postcards in prison that ruined all the movies that were coming out. Yeah. If that ain't petty.
Who did this?
It was a lawyer. I don't know his name, but
Wow.
yeah, I heard this. I heard this story. Yeah, he like sent him postcards that just like ruined all the ruined Knives Out, ruined like all
Wow.
like anything that had like a semblance of mystery. He was like, nah, you don't deserve to watch this and be excited with the rest of us. Actually, somewhat. I guess I very minimally, but somewhat feel bad for Michael Cohen.
Explain.
Because he, in some ways, did the right thing by like saying, okay, you want the truth, I'm going to tell you the truth, and cooperating. And he went to jail, whereas Roger Stone, like, doesn't do the right thing and is not going to spend a day in jail because he gets a presidential pardon.
Didn't he go to jail?
Stone?
Yeah.
No.
In like a form of jail?
Nope.
Club Fed?
No. Like as soon as he, like right before he was supposed to, like essentially report to prison, like right after the, like right after they sentenced him, he
Okay.
got a pardon.
Okay, yeah. Who in the crew went
He's
to?
under investigation again, though, isn't he?
You know, I've said this before, but
Yeah.
I have a prediction that the day after President Trump is no longer president, like the day after like someone else gets signed in, New York is going to submit a warrant for his arrest. Maybe not the day, but very soon afterwards. New York's going to submit a warrant for his arrest, and some other entities who have been holding off because of like it being unclear if you can charge a sitting president, which is silly, and I'm not sure how that like came around. But anyway, point is, right now it's unclear. So my guess is like as soon as he's no longer the president, there's going to be some like very quick indictments.
SDNY?
San Diego, New York,
Southern District?
of New York.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like I don't know what SDNY means.
San Diego.
Just a
Carmen.
guess. Carmen?
San Diego.
Oh. Wow, that's a throwback.
Well, you did say San Diego.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about Carmen.
So, somebody who, one of his like used to be people was on the news like a week or two ago. Like, yo, Trump, I'm telling you, man, just get out. Just resign, step down, have your boy pardon you, because they coming for you.
Who is one of his wannabe people?
I don't remember who it was, but he was like on CNN, just talking to the camera. Trump, need you to listen to me. Step down. Get pardoned.
Was it a CNN guy?
No, he was one of.
It just happened on CNN.
Yeah, it was on. The dude was being interviewed on CNN, and it was. I can't even put a face to the. Can't put a name to it either, but he was one of Trump's people.
Mm. He encouraged him to resign and have Pence pardon him.
Yeah.
That would be, but he can't, because that would essentially be to give the election to the Democrats. Like the only other option you would have is if you like put up a perfect candidate that doesn't even need to run, and now the thing is like maybe there are enough people who like if that happens they would think like, oh, it's fine, I don't need to vote, and then you have like an upset pulled off. But I don't. Yeah, that would essentially be to like just phone it in for.
I kind of feel like I see that, but I also see if Pence were president, it's like, okay, well, at least we don't have this cokehead giving speeches every single day.
Yeah.
We have somebody who is a career politician, and somebody who knows how to talk to other leaders and still be respectful and still represent the U.S. like a diplomat should.
Sorry, I get what you're saying, and I think that some people would enjoy voting for that particular person as a president for those reasons. I myself, I cannot see myself supporting anyone who watched this occur and condoned it by being a part of the administration. I just can't.
So the wild thing about that is that there's been so many of these scandals.
Except for Fauci, but go ahead.
Yeah, well,
because he was there a long time before, and he'll probably be there a while after.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fauci's that guy though.
He's somewhat independent, but yeah.
Yeah. What was that?
Sorry, I blew that.
No, it's okay. It'll come back to me at some point.
Then you saw what he was saying about.
We'll just move on.
I'm the worst co-host. It's just bad.
No, my memory is it's deteriorating.
Shame.
That seems like a really serious problem, actually.
I should probably go to my GoFundMe and
Oh my gosh.
pay
No.
for my medical bills.
No. There's definitely something you can do about that.
Get a MAGA hat on and go
You're
on.
trying to get better.
No one would tell.
Oh, I see what you're going with now.
Yeah.
You're saying let's get the bag by just being MAGA people, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, but look.
How tempting is
If
that?
this tuition gets any higher, bruh, look, Diamond and Silk, we could be
What could we be?
we could be Golden Cotton.
Golden Cotton.
We could be Golden Cotton.
No, that's a very creative name. Where'd y'all boys come up with that from? Well, this country
Because when black people were picking cotton, they were the happiest they had ever been.
Because it was their choice.
Yeah.
Yes. I forgot about that. Forgot about that angle.
What were you guys saying?
What was that song called?
Silver and gold. I'd rather have Jesus. Okay, we're done. Go ahead.
Are we gonna sing
No.
Cotton and Gold?
No, we're done. What? Where?
Cotton and
First of all, what
gold.
key did you start in?
Chocolate rain.
Okay, what? Look, I'm just saying, when it comes to right and Republican, right,
Wing.
thank you, and Republican not like correct, right wing and Republican talking points.
Yeah.
I know them.
Yeah.
I can figure it out. If it comes to massaging the bag, we can pull this off.
Yo, I am QAnon. This is just like when Chappelle was on the Clayton Bigsby skit.
Yeah.
Like, surprise! You didn't know it was one of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I know the QAnon talking points. Like, look, if look, I'm not gonna throw out all your business. I'm just saying you about to enter.
Wow.
You about to enter a new like financial world, and if we need to massage the bag, like we could do this.
You still putting business out there.
I mean, they don't know what that means.
Like, okay, all right. It's true. Rumors are true. I just inherited a gumball machine from my grandmother that is worth $237. So, y'all want some gumballs? Because I got them.
I am unsure how old those gumballs would be, so I'm gonna pass personally. But if that 237 ain't enough, we could golden cotton this thing.
I'm saying, but we gotta do something though. What's our thing gonna be?
Why do we need a thing?
Well, Diamond and Silk, they like
They have a
rap or something.
They rap?
I thought they were just
They do something.
career ignorance.
I think
Soft shoe.
if we are just like really adamant and we throw out talking points and we accuse black people of being sheep and of not, and like as long as they don't think like we do, then they're not thinking for themselves.
Yes.
And we're like really loud about it, and we just like throw the content other places. I think white people will generally pick it up because they love when black people say those things.
It's true.
Bro, I bet you we could finesse our way onto the Republican National Convention in 4 years.
Oh, most definitely.
I bet you we could. I mean, you're going to have to like shave and get rid of the hat, but like I bet you we could do it.
Well, do I look a little Russian? Because
that could be a advantage.
comrade. I'm not gonna say that again. Oh, that was a terrible accent.
What I told you last week. Just say Dostoevsky. That's it.
Dostoevsky.
There you go.
You'll think America dangerous.
Okay, this is Rafiki. There it is.
I can't even do it anymore.
What was that supposed
I
to?
was gonna. Well, you gotta get your mouth right. Never mind. That's why I don't do accents.
Well, I think last week you talked about how every accent that you do
Yeah, it
turns
definitely-
into Rafiki.
It moves. It like definitely blends toward Rafiki from The Lion King.
That was spot on.
Rafiki? Nah, that was a little Russian.
It wasn't.
No? All right, whatever.
Not at all. You want to wear the hat?
No.
Help you out?
It's that hat is not cold enough anywhere in Texas for that hat right now.
Well, not now.
Yeah.
It was though.
When?
Well, we get that cold front like 2 weeks ago.
It was not that cold.
Yeah, it was cool.
It wasn't Russian hat cold.
No,
Cool.
but it was hoodie weather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still not Russian hat weather. What's happening right now? All right, let's wrap this up. Any last things you guys to say?
No, man, I don't have anything.
I don't have anything. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I know there's something that you want to talk about.
What, like?
No.
No, you talking about the
Yes.
the kids?
Yes.
And the nation?
Yes.
The anniversary.
Yeah, September 15th, 2007, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Kid Nation. The most amazing reality TV series of all time. Of all time. Y'all don't remember it?
I've never even heard of it before you mentioned it.
So, what you saw, we watched like the first 4 or 5 minutes of it.
Yeah.
It looked real abusive.
It was awful.
That's what the show is. These kids are put in these awful situations where there's 40 of them, and they go to this abandoned old western town in the middle of New Mexico or whatever. No grown-ups around. The only grown-ups that are around are the ones who are recording the kids on the cameras. And they're given some food, they're given some tools, but for the most part, it's just like, all right, little buddy, we'll see you in a month. They can't talk to their parents. There aren't any phones. But remember, this is 2007, so cell phones weren't really...
Yeah, a thing anyway. I mean, there were.
Well,
There were.
They just weren't smart.
Yeah, it was also, it was straight brick. It was like, it was the
Razor
Nokia.
phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and like kids, 8-year-olds didn't have them back then.
Yeah,
Like they have iPads and iPhones and
Yeah, they got everything now.
iShits now, so... But,
What do you use that for?
oh, you know. It's wireless crapability.
That was good. That was like your best one all day. I really appreciated that.
Well, I stole that from Arrested Development,
Packaged nicely.
yes. It's a nice package. Yeah, Kid Nation, man. They said the youngest kid was 8.5. The oldest kid just turned 15.
Yeah.
And they divide these kids up.
Those are like the worst spectrums to have, too.
They have to build this town. And they're given these challenges. There's a book and pictures and stuff from the old pioneers of yesteryear. This is why our town failed, but you could make it popular.
There was a little black kid who was holding the goat. And the part of the show I saw, there was a little black kid from Chicago that was holding the goat. And he was ready to go home. Like, mind you, we only watched the first 5 episodes of the show. 5 minutes of the first episode. Dude was like, I'll take the violence. Get me back into
I'll
Chicago.
take the violence.
I really wonder where that kid is today.
I think he's doing like TikTok stuff.
Really?
Yeah, so I did watch the entire first season because that's all they did. They did one season. The parents complained.
Duh.
The kids
Complained.
the kids did complain, but there were some things that happened during filming. For instance, the child that you were mentioning earlier, DK, I believe it was him, or it might have been a girl, accidentally drank bleach.
Like, was it not in a bleach container?
But why would
It's
they
the
have
Old West.
bleach?
But like, wait, was
They didn't have
this
bleach in the Old
filmed?
West?
Was this filmed?
That part,
Yeah.
probably.
So like an adult holding the camera saw this child about to consume bleach.
I said allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly, I didn't say
In
that
my
they were
mind-
there.
But like, it's not shown on TV. Him drinking.
No,
bleach.
it's
Okay.
not on TV.
Okay. But like, there are adults around, and they ostensibly are supposed to be watching these pioneers,
Yes.
and they watch this child consume bleach, and they didn't feel like, oh, we should stop him because death.
Like, they didn't have any MSDS, like, health staff?
I mean,
But no white kids drank bleach. Did they stop the
well,
white kids?
see,
when they
that's
left?
where it gets fuzzy.
Okay.
Because I read that it was him from one source, and another source, Wikipedia or something, was like, it was a girl, a different child.
Okay.
Either way, all the kids are fine.
Okay.
From the fallout of that show.
Yeah, well,
Are they fine? I mean, let's be honest. Like, everybody's childhood. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's real abuse, and I am not attempting to belittle that. But like, short of that, everybody's childhood, you had a situation where you're like, how am I okay after that? Like,
Yeah. Especially when you compare it to, like, shows like Kitchen Nightmares, which has been running for, like, 20 years now. And they like with Gordon Ramsay, where
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
one set of contestants on one side of the kitchen versus like red team versus blue team.
Yeah, but they're adults.
Right, but every season they have it like they're allowed to call their family at some intervals, and then part of the prize at one at like one of the prizes in one of the episodes at every season is that the winners get to have dinner with their family and catch up, and even the losers to an extent, I'm sure they get that even if they don't show it. But to not let these kids even see their parents.
Yeah, so they're there for 40 days. The only way that they had contact with their parents is if they won the prize. Because you saw, I don't know if you saw it.
Over by that.
It's like a star.
Not exactly. So they have the
gold star.
Yeah, the host was mentioning every few days the council of kids gets to decide who earned the gold star.
Can they vote for themselves?
They don't ever do that. So I mean, I don't think that's something that they could do.
I feel like there'd be a strong uprising if like just gave yourself the gold star. Like I rocked it this week.
These 4 kids, they observe, and there's normally somebody who's like the episode is about. So it's like, oh, this one's really about DK, and now he's helping out all the other kids.
Oof. Sorry, I have finish.
No, go ahead.
All right, but you're going to be mad at me when you don't remember what you're about to say.
Nah, okay.
I have traumatic experiences because in like The Walking Dead, if that episode is about something, like if somebody got too many lines in an episode, that person's getting killed.
Well, none of the kids die.
Yeah, and they don't get voted off. It's just like...
No, they choose to go home.
Oh.
So they'll have a town meeting, a town hall. And that's when the 4 council members are like, they have a table that they sit at. And then the host, the adult, is like, all right, well, council members, who do you think deserve the star? And he'll be talking about the events that they did or whatever. So they'll pick somebody, and it'll normally be like 2 or 3 kids that are trying to vie for it. It's like, oh, well, we noticed that Mike was really helping out a lot. I think he deserves a gold star. And then other kids will be like, sometimes it just depends on the situation. Oh, no, they're just doing that. They're just being nice so they can win. Blah, blah, blah. So when they get the gold star, they're allowed to go call their parents. That's the only time.
Weird.
And at the end of the series, the parents come to the pioneer town. They're having dinner with them, and the kids are showing them around the town. It's like a terrible show, but like the premise is terrible.
Yeah.
But seeing these kids go through these situations, it's like Lord of the Flies ish.
I was just thinking that. Like, sounds like Lord of the Flies, yeah.
But these kids have the advantage of being American. Because in Lord of the Flies, they weren't. They were like from the UK or something weird like that. So,
the movie, yeah, okay.
Nah, in the book, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What?
Why is the UK or something weird like that?
Well,
okay, whatever.
Patriot season.
Okay.
So like, and they make mention to the current state of politics. So Bush was president, and they're like, there's kids up there who are like, yo, we're doing a much better job than Bush. Bush is an idiot.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, the liberal jumped right out of that one. Yeah, but they have like some crazy things that happen where one episode they get tired of not having meat, so they kill a chicken, and it's filmed that they're killing chickens. And at first, I'm watching like, what? Where are the adults? How dare they let these kids do this? And then you're watching it, and it's like, okay, well, they're kids, but they're also people.
Yeah, and people have been killing chickens for a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like, this is actually benefiting them in some way. Because they're learning how to prepare their own hunt, catch, kill, prepare their own food.
Well, maybe, but usually you have people teach you those skills.
Well, they had like, if I remember correct, well, if I learned this correctly, they had like older kids from farms who had actually done it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that makes sense.
Yeah, actually, the oldest kid that they mentioned, he was the one who was like, "Yo, I've
Yeah,
done
he
this."
roped the goat in like the first 3 minutes, and I was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, it's like you might survive. The Chicago kid who was walking the goat to the middle of nowhere. I don't know if that kid's gonna make it. I'm gonna be honest with you. This reminds me a lot of like Tuskegee.
Oof.
I mean, it just does, but they just kind of like knew that this was a bad idea and they just like let it go for a whole season. Except for Tuskegee was like 40 years.
Yeah, and those were a little different experiments.
Oh, for sure. But
Just a little bit.
I mean, yeah. Sorry, I'm about to be a nerd, but did you know that in the middle of Tuskegee in like 1947, they went to Guatemala and purposely infected 700 people with syphilis
Yeah.
and like 100 people with other STDs because they wanted to see if penicillin would also like act as a vaccine. And then they shut that one down in 1948, but didn't shut down Tuskegee until 1972.
I mean, there are many different factors that go into that. On the Tuskegee side, I mean, black folks are just built different. You know, they've got higher tolerance
I think Tuskegee proves that they really weren't.
and endurance. It's a scientific fact. Black people don't feel pain like white people do.
That's not a scientific fact. It is a scientific fact that doctors don't give adequate pain medication to black people.
Because they don't need it.
Nope. One does not equal the other.
I mean, you know, that's the medical history of it, though.
What do you mean?
Doctors actually believe.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying, like, even though that's history today,
Right.
like, black people are still not given adequate,
Right.
like, or the same amount of medication that would be given to a white patient.
That's because it's still a prevailing thought.
I mean, it may be, but I would say, like, well, no, okay, so let me say this. If it is a prevailing thought, I wouldn't say that it's I mean, that's basically what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't think if you asked a white doctor, they would be like, I'm not going to give him this much medication because he can stand more pain. I don't think that they would say that.
Obviously not.
But that's like back then. If it's a prevailing thought, like
No.
it was a vocal thought. Whereas now it's not that. But also it's sometimes not about pain as much as it's about doctors seeing black people as more prone to addiction than white people, which is also not true.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think that, you might be like, oh, well, I'm not going to give them this much medication. Or if you think that like they're going to sell their medication, or all these other things that are like, you know, that essentially like indicate that you feel like black people are somehow attached to criminality or like these like criminal acts.
Yeah.
And so you don't doctor well. You don't doctor them well, which is why black people,
You stereotype when you walk in.
yeah. I was gonna say it's why black people often trust black doctors, and when the black doctor is not available, like, or if they were to ask for a black doctor, they're often like given these like, oh, well, we're not racist here, so you can't have a black doctor. But it's like whether you're racist or not, like these are what the numbers say. So I'm like probably safer if I have a black doctor, like especially like if you're birthing a child, or if you're like you're in pain, if you're like all these kind of things where it's like, hey, me asking for a black doctor doesn't make me racist. It kind of makes me smart. It kind of means like I'm looking out for myself in a way that makes sense based on what we know, based on the research that's been done. I was actually watching this lady, and she had asked for a black doctor, and the hospital had like denied her or whatever, and she was in pain, and she was like vocalizing this on like Facebook Live and stuff, and it was really just kind of painful to watch.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously they're like mixed things, and like the woman was saying like, oh, well, we're not racist like that, so you just like we assign, you know, whatever doctor is whatever, and she's like, no, can you bring me a black doctor, a black nurse, like somebody who's gonna care what's happening to me right now, and they wouldn't.
I believe it.
Sure.
I mean, even when I was working at the jail, you know, on a much smaller scale, we had Tylenol and ibuprofen, and we had Tums, the antacids. They would call it candy, but I remember just like seeing my white officer coworker. You're like, this black dude's coming up. Oh, he's trying to get some meds again.
All the time.
The dude
Did
come
he
up.
say meds like that, like as if it's like OxyContin?
Yeah.
Like it's Tylenol.
Or there would just be like a loud sigh, like,
Yeah.
this dude. Like people that weren't even known for asking for shit. I'm like,
Pain.
Yeah, they'd come up and then they'd ask for something. It's like, I'm gonna give you one.
Just
Just one.
gonna do? Like when I'm at home, I definitely take more than one.
Yeah.
In fact, if I have a lot of pain, I just throw the bottle up in the air, and however many I catch, that's how many I take at the time. Don't do that; it's bad for your liver. Anyway,
Yeah. So,
but I definitely take more than one.
yeah, so homeboy would come up and he'd be like, no, you just get one. That's all you get for the rest of the night. And then, you know, lights out, everybody's sleeping, whatever. Little white dude's like, can I come out and get something?
yeah.
All right, come on. And then they open it up. Little white dude come up. Hey, Post, I've got a backache. Oh, here's 3. And I'm like,
No questions.
You know what's funny to me?
what?
It's like I'm thinking about like, imagine if you just like got abused by police, and you come in just looking beat up, and they're like, here you go. They give you one. Like you know that man needs more than one Tylenol. And then, you know,
Yeah.
guy comes in. No.
That's how they do it. So they would be coming to me.
Oh, you need some.
Hey, Post, can I get 3 of
Take
those?
these for later.
Yeah.
Don't bother me again.
But you know what the other side of that coin is? That bullshit, especially for like, not to rope you and me together like that, but it happened to me a lot where because you show the same compassion towards everybody, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, as they do to just white, you're a hug-a-thug all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I got that too.
Yeah, all the fucking times. Like, dude, I'm not doing anything different to you. I just believe the guy when he says he's got a fucking toothache.
Wait. Was Hug-a-Thug like a real, like, was that something?
All
that
the fuck, dude. I got called everything, dude.
Inmate
Inmates
lover.
and officers.
Yeah.
Even like derogatory stuff.
Yeah.
There was this one guy, Harris, who got in trouble in the news because he let this one dude named Dacius Parker escape to Houston back in 2014, 2015. He
Are we
escaped.
dropping names?
Yeah, fuck that guy. I'll drop every motherfucking name. I'll drop his name in a hat.
Who let this guy
Sean.
escape?
When we were doing, he let the guy escape because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And plus his name was published in the news, so fuck him anyway. But
Hell yeah.
flatulent motherfucker.
Shots fired.
There you go. And when the first year they let us do the beard growing, but we had to pay money,
Yeah.
$30 out of paycheck every month. Yeah, because it went to one of the officer funds for like supposedly for like fundraising shit. So I was all in for that. But every time I came in, he saw me with the beard. He'd say "Assalamu alaikum" to me like it was a derogatory thing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Why do you always say that to me?" Because I had asked a Muslim friend of mine from one of my comic boards forums. He said it just means like peace be with you.
Yeah.
Like God,
You just say
go with God.
You say alaikum salam and keep it moving.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, because this guy keeps talking. He's like, oh, well, he's probably saying it in a derogatory without knowing. So I straight up asked the guy, what is it? What do you think it means? He's like, I don't know. It's just what the suicide bombers say. And I was like, okay, so you're equating that to me? He was like, well, I mean, you kind of look like a Muslim.
You kind of look like a Muslim.
Got it. And that was it. That's all the confirmation I needed to know when they say shit like that, it's coming from a hateful spot.
Jail's weird.
Jail is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yes.
let's clear up that we all worked there. And stay out of business. All right, here we go.
Oh man. Yeah, those are good times, man. You have your little white, well, not you, but it's me, little white officer buddy come over, have lunch with me and my unit. Inmates are all asleep. We're having a conversation talking about Captain Planet.
That's funny. I enjoyed Captain Planet.
Yeah.
It's funny to hear you, and I know that officers use that term.
Captain Planet?
No, inmates. When I first got there, they tried to get me to write inmates in notes. I was a counselor there. I should probably give that context. And they tried to get me to write inmates in notes, and I would never do it. They were like, and so I started writing. I would just write patients every time, like patient, did this, patient reported having this or whatever, and I never wrote inmate. And by the time I left, like no counselor wrote inmate on any notes after that, and it was just because like I hated just the judgment that came from that, because like essentially like generally most people are there for a day and then
some
they're
petty
gone.
stuff.
Yeah, or just like it's the worst time of their life. Like they made like a mistake that literally we probably have all made once or twice in life, but like on our worst days, and we just, didn't get caught or somebody forgave us instead of calling the police or whatever. And so like the idea that I'm just going to like label somebody this, like, I don't know. I never liked that. So,
Yeah.
but I know that officers use it, but yeah.
I got caught with work in a school zone, so I'm going to be going away for a minute.
You got caught with what?
With work.
Oh. That must be a drug reference. I don't
It
understand.
is.
Okay.
It's normally like crack.
Oh, okay.
Before I left, they stopped using
Crack.
No, they stopped using the term trustees for trustees.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
Say inmate
they
worker?
changed it to inmate workers.
Yeah. If you're not able to hold on to who you are, then you lose yourself to that world.
To that culture.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the issue. Like, you've heard of the Stanford Prison Study, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so what was behind the Stanford Prison Study was he wanted to know, is it like the people who sign up to be a prison guard, are they these like depraved people, or is there something about like the atmosphere of prison that like leads to this kind of inhumane behavior, this inhumane treatment of other people? And what they found out was like, no, it's something about this environment. It's because like essentially like they brought college students, and no college student had done anything. They just like, you're going to be an inmate, you're going to be a guard. You're going to be an inmate, you're going to be a guard. You're going to be right. And then the guards started to treat the like inmates. It's so weird. Started to treat the inmates like they had done something actually wrong.
Yeah.
Like took their clothes, took their beds, made them do push-ups, with people on top of them. Like multiple like people who were fine before the experience broke down and were like, I can't. And then like the idea of them being called by number, and like one person, like he started to break down, and so they pull him aside, and then the guards started like having the other prisoners chant his number that they had assigned him. They're like, 45276 is a bad person. 45276 is a bad prisoner. And then this kid could hear it. He's a student. Could hear it in the other room, and so he starts breaking down more. And the experimenter was like, "Yo, your name is not 45276. Your name is now. Let's go." And like upon hearing his name and upon being called his name, he kind of like snapped out of it.
Yeah.
But like where did this come from that you were just like this? And it's like this environment, this idea that like when you feel like one, when you have an authority, two, when you feel like you like have earned some kind of pedestal over somebody, and those are different than just having authority. But yeah, like when you feel like it does something. And so for that environment to be there, like what do you do? Like how do you create a culture to where you understand that generally you're not particularly different than the person on the other side of that cell. And I think like that was something I thought about a lot. And it was something that like, you know, you were saying like you don't want to ever lose yourself. And that was something that I thought about a lot. I thought about like I would remember often that like, you know, hey, this is one action in a person's very long life. And I don't necessarily get to judge somebody on the worst day of their life, just like I wouldn't want to be judged on my worst day of my life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, for me to go to work, like I needed to be the kind of person who could like know that you've done something that I particularly find deplorable, but I need to care about what happens to you. And I need to care about what happens to you here. And it was I don't know. And I don't think everyone is like that. And I think that suited me well to work there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But but I know that like it will break you down. And like there were other counselors who didn't have that same mentality, who I could see like kind of had that like, oh, I'm so much better than this person, or this person is trash or whatever. And I'd never liked that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just like went on.
No, you hit it on the
diatribe.
mark 100%.
Yeah.
I actually wrote down my thoughts the other day. I had like a little epiphany, and just like what you see it do to people, and you basically only have like two paths once you realize that either you stay here and you're in it for the long haul and you give up eventually, like you either are from that first path, you have another two paths, which either to climb up the chain of command and do something or make something of yourself because you don't have any other real routes to go, or like a lot of those dudes, you just stay there until you retire and die, which is like that statistic that stares everybody down. There's already been like 5 people since I left that were supervisors, and within like months of forced retirement or retiring, they died straight up, or they're in hospice care. And then the other path is just like you gotta get out. You just like, I'm gonna take the steps I need to be here, and then I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we did pretty much.
Yeah. Looking back at my Facebook memories and seeing the things I would post around, you know, certain events, like when Ferguson was going on,
Yeah.
and you know all these kinds of things. My thoughts were more. They leaned more towards law enforcement back then, because that was the culture that I was involved in.
Yeah.
That was the culture that I didn't really care to fit into, but when you start making acquaintances and they become friends, and then we have fun when we're at work together, let's hang out outside of work, and then you get to know your coworkers as people, and it's okay, well, I kind of feel like I'm accepted into this world. And just seeing some of the things that like it's hard to look back at some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think like, and I don't know if this is what you were getting at, and I don't know where you fall on this now, but I'm not an ACAB person. I'm just not. And the reason is because I don't think you are your job. You know, I don't think like the person you are is, you know, the person you are at work all the time. And so the idea of like ACABs, like, you know, all cops are bad. Sorry, I don't know if you were, but yeah, like that's been like written places and things like that. And I don't buy into it. And I don't think that that's like really a thing. But I can differentiate between, you know, a person outside being generally a kind person, and then that person, you know, inside their role being I want to use the term dickhead, but that's it's probably inappropriate, but generally like not being like good at their job and not being a professional person and not being kind, right? And, you know, I think that's the same thing where it's like in a situation, that person like adheres to a culture that doesn't like the things, like when you watch these videos, the things that people say, like the things that officers oftentimes say to people, I'm like, you would never talk to anybody like that. Mm-hmm. You would never do that. And so, like, I think generally, you know, I'm reminded of Stanford Prison Study in that same way, where it's like there's something about the culture. And that's where I'm like, we could do something about that culture. Mm-hmm. Like, there's something that could be done about that. And so I'm not necessarily like, I'm not an ACAB person because, you know, I don't think they're like that all the time. I don't think that's who they are all the time. Yeah. And I think there are officers who do it well.
Yeah.
And then I think there are officers who do it badly. But when an officer does it badly, like, you don't get to be like, oh, but look at all these other officers. Like, no, you call out the officer who did it badly and you make sure that officer is held accountable.
And that's where ACAB kind of comes in, because it's not often that you see other officers or supervisors hold a person accountable for their actions. They do something, they shoot somebody, they go on paid leave. Internal Affairs comes in and does their investigation, and those are all former cops. Mm-hmm. So even if somebody does something that's like, yo, what you did, you broke the law. Mm-hmm. You killed somebody without, you know, following the steps you were supposed to follow. Well, you were afraid, so we're going to let that slide. And that's where the whole ACAB thing comes from, because there's been a lack of accountability across the board for so long, and now that, it's not now that people are marching for it and asking for it and demanding it. Something that's always been a thing. Yeah, it's at the point to where
more popular.
Right. So when the protests first started with George Floyd's death. And then you had this talk about defunding the police. Mm-hmm. And before defund the police was popular, abolition of police was also one of the things that people were talking about.
It kind of followed the trails of like abolish ICE from years before.
Yeah. Then you'd see like these entire unions coming out and saying, look, we put our lives on the line every day. If you don't want that, don't call, because we're not going to respond. And where was it recently? I can't remember where it was, but there was a whole, was it Portland? Wisconsin, Minnesota, the whole department resigned.
Oh yeah. I think it might have been Minneapolis.
Yeah. Whole department resigned. Mm-hmm. Not because they feel like they need to hold, you know, whatever cops accountable. Mm-hmm. They feel like they can't do their jobs because they think that they are their jobs. And they have this thought that they are blue lives, whether they have the uniform on or not. And like, I get that mentality. Mm-hmm. Because when you don't have the uniform on and you see something going on, you feel obligated to step in and do something. Mm-hmm. But when you quit or you get fired.
So did you die?
like
if that follows the logic of like, I am this, if you quit, did you die?
No, you're a veteran.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Did you die?
I thought about something in there, but I think it's gone.
Speaking of gone, I think it's time for us to end this episode.
Yeah. Go. You're gone. Baby girl, you're. But the truth remains your. How do you not know this song?
What are you singing?
Gone.
From Monica?
It's either Justin Timberlake or NSYNC. I can't remember which.
Oh, I don't know.
Fine.
I only knew like the big records.
That was a big record.
Okay, Bye 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 is the only song I know from NSYNC.
Well, yeah, we're done here. All right, you gotta say the line.
Do you want to say it?
No.
All right. Thanks for stopping by. Or a slice of apple pie.
You're just not gonna say the name right.
No, you laughed and you threw me off.
Oh, okay. This is my
You gotta
fault. That's
channel
fine.
some Michael Clark Duncan for Quiznos.
We'll work on that for next week.
All right, bet.
Black apple pie.
There we go.
I'm just gonna stay here like this.
Yeah. Either way, where's Waldo?
He loves his family, he loves his crew, that's nothing new. A touch confused, in love with music, but just a dude. It's just as true, he'll fucking lose what he doesn't use. But he's addicted to those ones and twos. And I can't wait no more. Plus I can't fake that, I just don't feel that.
Thanks.